Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're very excited that you are joining us today. We got a couple more people who are sliding in. We'll get started here in about a minute. But before we officially jump off on the session today, why don't you just join in the chat there and say who you are and what your Teen Science Cafe is and where you're located. All right, I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kristen Bands. I'm the manager of network engagement for the Teen Science Cafe Network. And I am here with the staff of Teen Science Cafe Network, who will introduce themselves here in a second. You are joining us today because you are interested in our newest program, which we're very excited about. It's the Teen Catalyst Program. And I'll just turn it over to Katie Almond so she can introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Katie Almond. I'm the director of the network, and so my background is in museums, if any of you are at museum sites. And I've been in this position now almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years this fall. But in my previous life, I was in charge of science cafes for a number of years. So they're very dear to my heart, and I feel very lucky to be part of this network. So I'll give it to Katie, the other Katie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Katie Deanne. My background is in aquarium and zoos. And during my time at aquarium and zoos, I also co-ran a Teen Science Cafe, and I actually evaluated them for my master's thesis. And I am one of the guides here, which is typically the person who helps new cafes start up and get going, but I'm also going to be helping out on this program with the teens as well. On to Claudia.
Hi, yes, I'm Claudia. I am also a guide for the network, and I will be helping Katie run the Catalyst program this summer.
And I can just go and talk about myself a little bit more if you want me to. Sorry. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Kristen, manager of network engagement. I've been with the organization since January of last year. And I mostly work with active cafes. I'll be helping out on this program, and my background is also museums and science nonprofit organizations.
So before we jump into the nuts and bolts of this new program, I thought it would probably be good for us to step back and look at what our network is about, look at our mission, that is to grow and sustain this national network of programs like yours. And these programs are supporting youth and youth leadership. And the way we think about the science cafes is that in order to be really successful and sustainable for a long time, they have these three components to them. And so we were excited to start this Teen Catalyst opportunity to focus in on the part of the Teen Science Cafe that promotes the teen leadership and empowerment piece. Because as you know, the Teen Science Cafe model is all about teens doing these programs for teens. And because they need this teen input, we've started this Teen Catalyst program to help with leadership training for teens so that they can be ready to step up in a leadership group when a cafe is just underway. And they can help the adult leader of that cafe have a vision for where the program is going to be going. So our hope is that the teens will benefit in this way and be prepared in the next school year to help and to be part of this program the way they were intended to be in this model. And so that's what was the impetus for starting this, and it's new to us, and we're trying this out. So I'm going to give this to the other Katie, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how we are going to put this together for you.
All right. So just to kind of give a quick overview, specifically for the team leaders, as they are going to be the main participants in this program, we are looking to enroll about 50 team leaders across the network, looking at an average of 3 to 5 teams. We're really focusing on teams of cafe team members. Each group will be doing one application. So each team individually does not have to do a application. It would be one for the whole cafe program that would be completed together. Once we receive all of the applications, we're going to select our participants, and then we will be having a virtual meeting with the team, including the adult and the teens, at the beginning of summer training to kind of give an overview, reaffirm commitment to this program, and discuss more details. Then the teens will be participating in a 3-week virtual summer leadership training. We'll go over the timeline of specific dates in just a moment, but those dates will be at the end of July and the beginning of August. There's going to be 2 times for each week. So it'll be 6 total installments over a 3-week period. During that 3-week period, the teens are going to be required to work on short assignments and then a final project. The final project will be a group project. So they will work together as a team with their cohort members on their specific cafe team to complete that project. And they will receive $1,000 stipend scholarships. Those are going to be given in 2 installments. So at the completion of their 6-week summer training course, they will get $500. And then once they complete their cafes that are required, they will receive the second half of the $500. And with that in mind, they will be required to plan and attend at least 3 cafes minimum during that 24-25 school year. After every cafe, we're going to ask them to submit a cafe event report, which is really a quick summary of just quick factual information about the cafe to help populate in our database. A cool cafe description, which is more of a blog post type where they're using sentences and not just quick facts. And that's going to go up on like a website or a blog, and then a final survey. So these are the requirements for the teams that we will be expecting of them throughout this program. Adult leaders. So what is the majority of, I believe, adult leaders on this call? What is your responsibility? Well, we're asking you to nominate your teen leaders. Nobody knows them better than you. So we're asking that you nominate them and make sure that they get the application and the materials, the information. Either you can fill out the group application on their behalf, or they can fill it out as a group. That is up to you, but one application should be completed and submitted per cafe. You're going to be part of that before virtual team meeting and that after virtual team meeting. We do not require you to show up for those 6 training installments, however. So just those are for the teens. If you would like to join, you can, but you're not required to be in on those leadership training meetings. We will be sending you a weekly progress report on your teams so that you know if they are showing up, are they completing the assignments, what is their engagement. And we ask that you be available for a meeting more if your teens are struggling or not meeting expectations. We will reach out to you so that we can meet together to kind of come up with an action plan of how can we get them back on track. So that's what that is there for. And then, of course, as the adult leader, to assist with those cafe reports, assist with the cafes and that final survey during that 24 to 25 school year to make sure that things are completed. And so what are we going to do? What are we going to provide for you? Well, we're going to do all of the leadership training. Again, you are not required to attend that as the adult guide, just the teens are. We are going to provide the detailed weekly progress reports during the summer. We will meet and advise on the teen plan. And we are going to meet throughout the 24-25 school year as well, just to make sure that everything is going well and that any questions that the teens or you may have are answered as well. So we're really trying to offer this personalized support as well. So what are these dates? What are these timelines? Well, today, information seminar, and our applications are now open. So if you would like to have an application, we are happy to share that link. We also have a PDF version of that application so that you can see the questions or print it out and give it to your teens as well. So we can send both of those out following this. Originally, our deadline was going to be a little bit sooner. We have extended it to May 17th. So that way you do not have to get everything in immediately. You have until then to go through the answers and with your teens to get that application in. We will be notifying all applicants of acceptance status one way or the other by May 22nd. From May 22nd to 29, we are going to have that sort of group meeting to reaffirm commitment and go over details for the summer. Then these are the dates in July and August for when those teen leadership trainings are going to be held. After completion of all of those is when your teens will receive that first half of their scholarship. In September, following all of the trainings, we are going to be doing our next group meeting with your team and your adult leader. And then your 24-25 school year to host at least 3 cafes during that school year. And following the third minimum required cafes when your students will get that second half of their scholarship. And following every cafe, we do expect the teens to submit those event reports, descriptions, and then a final survey as well. So this is your time to open up to answer, for us to answer your questions. Hopefully we answered some of the questions that you've already had, but I'm sure you have more questions. Since there's not too many of us, just go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, the chat is open as well.
Okay, there was a question in the chat if you wanted to expand on it. Will the assignments you mentioned during the summer be in addition to meetings or during the virtual meetups?
The assignments will be in addition to their leadership training. So it'll be homework in between their virtual meetings. So they'll have 2 meetings 1 week, and then following those 2 meetings, they'll have an assignment to prepare for the following week of assignments.
Just everyone, this is being recorded, so all of those dates and everything, that you don't have to worry, you'll be able to see all of them. I know there was a lot of important information on each slide, so don't worry that you'll be able to get that again.
I also wanted to mention that if the 3 cafes is a restriction for you, please go ahead and fill out the application anyway, and we will determine on a person-to-person basis what we're going to move forward with on that, because we understand that there are restrictions at certain sites where some people hold 2 cafes a year instead of 3, so don't let that be a hindrance to you in your application.
And we do encourage you to reach out as well so that we can discuss and get as well.
And you may have said this already. Is there a recommended number of students to be on a team?
We're looking for teams of 3 to 5.
3 to
However,
5.
if you have numbers beyond that, we do, encourage you to fill out that application. And we're happy to speak with you further as well if you have, like, say, 2 or 6. But 3 to 5 is sort of the target range that we're looking for.
Okay. No, we discussed today having 6 just in case someone drops out, so we still have a good group, good size.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and fill out that application, and
Okay.
you're welcome to reach out at any time.
Okay.
We have another question in the chat.
Could anybody who wasn't a leader apply? So these are people who could also be potential leaders. So if you don't have quite an established leadership group yet, and you have some who are interested in becoming leaders, definitely apply. As long as you have their name and they're committed to the program going forward, they don't have to be previous leaders. They can be future leaders. Absolutely.
I have a question real quick, if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is the application process, it's a group application, right?
Correct. Yes.
So is that filled out like as a group, or is it filled out by the adult or by the students?
We have it designed so you could fill out either way. There is a question on there
Okay.
that asks who's filling this out. So you are able to fill it out on their behalf, or they could fill it out as a group, as long as it's denoted which way it is.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Amy, you have a question?
Yeah, okay, so I see on your questions that the minimum of 4 attended, and if they have to miss one, it's with pre-approval. What if they suddenly get sick and they can't tell you ahead of time? Just an
Then,
email afterwards saying, hey, I was sick.
yeah, if they email afterwards, we have to have some sort of communication from them. If it's not pre-approved, then we definitely would need them to reach out so that we can discuss with them. Preferably with you as the adult leader CC'd. If not, if they don't, we'll CC you on our reply as well. We just need to have communication.
There's a question in the chat as well, Katie. It says, from Kendall, one of my teens that I work with, one of my teens works during the day. What time will the summer meetings be?
Once we have all of our applications in and we see who's applying, we will be able to determine the best time, but we are going to be looking to offer 2 times for every session to hopefully accommodate the largest number of people.
I have a question about the 3 cafes during the 2024 and 2025 school year. So, with those ones, are they supposed to be planned just by the group of 5?
No, if you have a larger leadership team and not everyone is participating in this program, everybody can plan it as normal as long as those who are part of this program are part of that planning process.
Okay, I just wanted to check. My school has a pretty big honor society group. So I just was wondering if those 3 were like separate from that, or if it could be with those.
No,
if
it
those
could definitely be with, as long as the
Mhm.
Catalyst members, yeah, as long as they're involved.
As long as we're also in it. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
of course.
I have one more question in the chat. It says, what are the scholarship funds used for?
These scholarship funds are going to be going directly to the students. They are not restricted funds. These are basically to support them during this program. As we know, a lot of students may have to work during the summer or have other responsibilities. And so this is to basically compensate them for their time and efforts during training and during cafe planning. So the scholarships are directly for students to use. It's their money. What other questions can we answer?
Katie, did you want to go over some?
No, and Katie, you said,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry. No, I was just gonna ask, Katie said this would be available, the slides would be available. Will that go to our email?
We're recording this and it's going to be up on our public YouTube channel, so you can access
Okay.
recorded session anytime. Yes. Yes,
There's a
Amy.
question in the chat, and then we'll get to Amy. See, your hand is up. Where are the applications going to be? Where can they find it?
Right now, they are by request. So if you put your email in the chat, or if you email, I can put my email up on that screen real quick. You are welcome to either email me or Kristen, and we can send you the link. And we will also send you the PDF version of the questions to look at beforehand as well.
Was that your question too, Amy? No. Oh, go ahead.
No, so I know you were saying 3 a year. We have ours quite a bit more often than that. It's once a month during the school year. We were wondering if we could fib a little and tell them that they had to attend more than the 3?
We will leave that up to you. We are going to require a minimum of 3 as to what you want to require additionally of your Teen Cafe leaders. That's totally up to you. There are lots of cafes in the network that do have agreements that they have their teams sign at the beginning of the year, including their, their requirements and minimums. So you are able to establish your leadership team requirements, and then this is just what we require, but you're welcome to establish those additional requirements for your leadership team, of course. Any more questions we can answer?
I have one more question about the scholarship funds.
Yeah.
Is that per student or total for your individual group of
student.
leaders? Per
student.
student. That is awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
We're
Thank
very
you.
excited. Yes, that is per student.
Cool.
Yeah, like Katie mentioned, we don't want, summer work to be something that prohibits someone from attending this for that short period of time that we're doing it. But we know that it's important for some teens to have that income in the summer. So hopefully it's enticing enough to get them involved and get them some professional growth experience here with us.
So I just wanted to make sure I understood this real quick. But to get the application, we can just email one of those emails on the screen and ask for it.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll send you a link to the application and again, that PDF of the questions.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, we don't have any more questions. Yes, again, please feel free to email either myself or Katie Dion for an application and for the PDF of the questions. If you do have other questions prior to wanting to apply, just shoot those over to us as well. We're happy to answer anything if something comes up later. Another question. Are there plans to continue this on a yearly basis? I'm going to punt that one over to Katie Allman.
This is a pilot program. There is possibility of doing it next year as well. And that's as far ahead as I can say. This is NSF grant money. So we will try to build things out as we go in the next 2 years, but this grant moves through those 2 years. So that's our hope, is that this works out well and we can do it again next year.
Mm-hmm. I do have one last question. Our cafe is hosted by our local Boys and Girls Club, but the Parks and Rec department heard about the cafe and wanted to know if we participate in the cafe. And so I wanted to know if I could take one of their students or 2 of their students and partner with our kids who normally participate in the cafe and put them together as a team.
Are they looking
foresee any issues there?
Just so I understand, are they looking to combine with you as one cafe, or are they looking to start up a new cafe?
No, they weren't. She wasn't sure about starting her own cafe. Once we started it last year, then I gave her the information and I just invited them to come, if they had teens who just were looking for something different to do. But we never really finished kind of developing that partnership. So I just thought, well, maybe what if I could get one of their teens to be on the leadership team for this in the Catalyst program, then that might help foster a better relationship, and then we could build on that together.
I would say if they're looking to join with you and kind of
so I just
enhance your program, then definitely.
Yeah.
But if they're looking to start up their own cafe, we actually have a separate opportunity for that. So I wanted to make sure I understood you correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I'm welcome.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to connect further,
No, that makes sense.
we can definitely discuss, but I'd say for right now, if you're looking to combine, then yeah, go ahead. But we can definitely talk about this. If you'd like to set up a little chat, I'm happy to do that with you as well.
And the hope for this program is to strengthen
Okay.
what the cafes are and make them more sustainable by really getting the teens excited about being leaders in this new program, you know, that they feel this ownership. And so if that
Yeah.
helps with that, then I think it's a good thing. So it's all about
Okay.
your vision for what the program's going to be at your site.
Yeah. Okay.
We do have another
Thank you.
We do have another question that came in from Amy. It says, aside from the summer, are there plans to continue the teen cohort? Aside from Cool Cafe reports, maybe something at the end of the year. Since this is a pilot program, are you looking for feedback on how it went? Yes, we're looking for feedback on how it went. We have on my end, we have some possible ideas about larger teen involvement across the network developing in the future outside of this program. Does anyone else want to jump in on that question?
I think sort of end of the year gathering would be nice for the teams to kind of come back and reflect on how the year went, how their cafes went. So Katie and I will take your suggestion and see if we can work that into the timeline.
And we will be doing one-on-one meetings with the team and you as well. So you're not going to be just left in the wind after the summer. So we'll have those team meetings, and then yeah, we'll get back to you about doing sort of a wrap-up meeting at the end. That's a great idea.
And then of course there's going to be surveys where we'll be able to capture your feedback and for improving if we're going to do it for next year, and also about how your cafes went in general.
Okay, call for any last questions. Okay.
No, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna post this on our YouTube channel. Email Katie and I for the application, and we are looking forward to this process. And thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you so much for your time.